Alright. I guess I'll open Tetrio, fuck it. I'm not actually gonna do anything on it, but it'll be in the background. Let's spectate someone on quick play who's on. Okay. Top tester, sure. Alright, yeah, what's up? Hello, Twitch chat. So, I have some news to talk about on this stream as, we get more people. I mean, you can see in the title. Yeah, so, anyways, what is up, everyone? How is everyone doing on this, Saturday? Because I can tell you how I'm doing. It is fucking hot here. Like, dude, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna look up, I'm gonna look up, like, Vancouver temperature. And it's, like, not gonna be that bad. Okay, like, I'm gonna tell people what temperature it is, and they're gonna call me a bitch because they're from, like, some place that's not Canada. But, like, I swear I am, like, cooking. I am, like, it is, like, scalding hot. It is, 24 degrees Celsius. And, like, I have not felt, like, more just fucking burning in my life. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'll talk to someone from, like, Texas or some shit, and they're gonna, like, laugh at me. Humidity. What is the humidity here? Vancouver temperature. I like... Okay, here. 55%. Yeah, dude, like, what's it? I feel like I'm gonna fucking die, man. And, like, see, here's the thing, right? Now, everyone in the chat is gonna be like, Garbo, you're a bitch. I live in, like, the middle of the Sahara Desert, and actually, like, that is the coldest winter here. Like, have you heard of the garbage suggestions thread in the Tetrio Discord? Here, I think I saw it, like, a little bit, but I haven't, like, actually read it. So, while we're, like, waiting for more people before I, like, actually announce what's going on, which, I mean, it's already spoiled by the title, but whatever. Let me see. So, is this, like, a... Here, where is garbage suggestions? Where is the thread in? I made that thread. Is it like in feature request? Or I guess idea wishlist now. Thank God they like renamed that. Here. Let's it's in fun posting. Okay, I see. I will check that really quick. Fun posting, garbage suggestions. Okay. Garbage suggestions. Oh wow, this is like a long ass thread. What the hell? Okay, can I, like, see where this starts? Okay. Wow, this is long as fuck. Wait, is this all recent? Okay, no, it's not. It's not recent. It's idea wishlist without the higher quality requirement. That sounds... maybe not good considering there's already like if it's too bad for okay, let's see, let's just read some shit. Okay, people are already requesting mission mode. Let's see what else. Mod sets, the detail oriented artist, least KP to reach floor KPP to reach floor 10 with all spin, the dead artist, fucking the fool plus all spin. What are we doing in this thread? Wait, like this actually, I've looked at a slice and it looks really low quality. Like, let's see, where's, okay. Like, base attack is squared. Combo gives, uses all spin, search can be released. It will divide garbage in queue by 1.1%. Like, what are we doing, man? What is this thread? Depraved Grimoire. All effects of Warlock. Surge starts at back-to-back 3. Okay, so it starts earlier than Warlock, so it starts 1 earlier. You shouldn't clear with the piece centered in the same column. You shouldn't clear with the same piece. If you violate either of them, you get a penalty. I mean, like, why does this person have my name and RTX in their name? I'm not even gonna translate this shit. Like, I already know this person's gonna give me, like, severe cancer. Like, what? It's fine, it's fine. Fundamentalism. Okay, so no hold, one piece preview. Okay, so it's already like asceticism. And then NES rotation system and spawn location. 10 frame ARR, 10 frame lock delay. Also worth noting that this kind of ARR, like, it works in classic Tetris, even with DAS, because you can, like, DAS preserve, right? If you, like, don't drop DAS, like, if you skill stop in the correct position and you don't tap, you'll still have DAS charged, starting from your next piece. I don't know if it's a bug or not, but that makes it actually work. So unless you have that kind of, like, DAS preservation, this kind of, like, DAS and ARR is, like, probably really cringe. Okay, let's see. Well, actually, they don't have any enforced DAS, so, like, it's fine. So 10 frame lock delay, no back-to-back, no spins are awarded. Already pretty similar to normal asceticism. Like, normal asceticism, T-spins are scored as minis. Random piece generation and regular garbage. I mean, like, this is just, like, way too similar to asceticism, no? Like, it's just like, okay, you can't spin, which I guess is a pretty big penalty, considering that, like, people use spins a lot in asceticism to, like, make the weird pieces work. I mean, like, yeah. Also, regular garbage. So the reason why asceticism has two-wide garbage is because it can be downstacked with, like, a wider variety of pieces. So it actually is not easier in a lot of situations, right? In fact, when I was playtesting asceticism, like, it was like towards kind of the end of playtests where we were like trying to figure out something to make it more satisfying, and I made a like sort of last minute decision to try two-wide garbage, and people kind of liked it, like, but there were also some people who said, like, no, this is actually, like, more aids, right? But I played it quite a bit, and I thought that with two-wide garbage, right, like, it's not easier per se, but it does feel more satisfying if you can open up your garbage. Whereas when you try and downstack garbage with one wide in asceticism, then, like, going down is a little bit easier for a bit, but it's not the kind of thing where you, like, open up the garbage and you feel, like, freed up, right? Whereas I wanted it to be, like, you can go from the top of your board to the bottom of your board if you can open up your garbage and you have, like, a nice little two-wide that you can slam pieces in. So that was what I thought from that. This thread's length is starting to approach the top 5 most messaged in threads in fun posting. Is that like a is that a accomplishment? I don't know. Okay, like, see, I heard garbage suggestions and I thought you guys would be discussing, like, maybe interesting different types of garbage, right? So, for example, one of the things in character system that I like, one of the ideas in character system was mirage garbage, where it would be, like, solid lines of garbage, but once it gets exposed to the top of the board, so once it gets opened up, if there's a hole that reaches from the mirage garbage to the top of the board, it immediately disappears. So, like, shit like that, right? Those were things that, like, were like what I thought would be here, right? Like, interesting types of garbage. But I see that, like, garbage actually meant, like, it's just bad. So, sick, awesome, cool. I think it should be the opposite. Like, it should always spawn in sidewell for asceticism. I don't know. See, the thing with sidewells is that, like, it's good, right? So I think I might have explained it on stream before, I might not have, but the reason why sidewell garbage is not like, is not spawnable in the first 5 floors has nothing to do with making the game easier or harder, right? It doesn't have anything to do with that. So first things first, right? We realize that garbage is like sticky, right? It sticks. It doesn't. The hole doesn't change very much in the early floors, right? So there's a high chance that whatever column you get stuck on, it just stays there, right? So the second thing is that there's a big difference in gameplay between having sidewell garbage and having somewhere in the center, right? Doesn't matter if it's easier, doesn't matter if it's harder, because for many cases, right, let's say with like the gravity mods where you want to kind of pile up from the middle to the sides, right, so you can slide your pieces down and not get caught in the middle, right? You actually prefer sidewell garbage. Also, a lot of like lower skill players who are doing sidewells really like it when the well spawns on the side, right? However, the thing is that despite it being like easier for some people, harder for some people, etc., it's a very, very different experience. So like you'll play a run and sometimes your run will have a sidewell, so it's like easier or harder or etc., right, on a 20% chance. So in my opinion, I think that it's bad for it to be that inconsistent where like 20% of your early games will just look very, very different than what would otherwise be the case. So yeah, like that's why the sidewells don't get spawned in anymore. Let's see. All right. You know how the I5 Pento can spawn after enough cancel sickness, which means it's meant to be negative, but it can also vary. It's not actually meant to be negative, by the way. If I wanted it to be negative, it would be a different Pento. It would be like some weird shit. Like maybe like a diamond or something, right? I mean, I guess that's still a Tetramino, but like it really fucks you. Like if I wanted to do that, but the reason why it's an I is because it's just meant to to mess with like parity, and it's meant to mess with like if you aren't stacking specifically for it, right? Because you'll see that there's actually, in fact, the mechanical heart problem was like a lot worse than I thought. Because once the i5 came out, there were actually like a very, very large amount of completely random like C rank players who have been doing mechanical heart, and that got fucked over by the i5, right? So like that's a success, right? That is as a whole a success. I wouldn't exactly want to do it another way. Although yeah, like a follow-up is like probably required. But I mean, as of right now, like there haven't really been any good mechanical heart runs. So I consider, at least for what it's supposed to do, which is to stop people from doing mechanical heart, like at least until a solution is come up with, and then we can counter that solution, right? Or just stop people from like learning it really, really fast and then doing it, right? Which is gonna be a lot more people than like a devoted researcher, right? So that's the thought process. Yo, is that a can of beans in the chat? I don't know how much you'll understand. We're talking about Tetris. You know, actually, it's funny. I was playing League. I was playing League like just earlier today, and someone's like, "Yo, do you know Archer Boy?" I'm like, "Yeah, like the Tetris player." So apparently, yeah, it was like one of the friends of the brother of Archer 4. I don't know. Do people know Archer 4? Actually, okay, chat. Who knows who Archer 4 is? Because like everyone used to know this guy for his like weird gesture sprint, but I just don't think that like he's well known anymore because it's like the Tetrio generation. But that guy, like people used to call it like Archer stacking. It's a name I haven't heard in a while. Yeah, but anyways, so apparently, yeah, I got into a League game with someone who was like friends with Archer 4's brother, and Archer saw me and said he recognized me. So he's like, yo, you know Archer 4? I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? Because surprisingly, that happens more often than you would think, where people in League, like, recognize me from Tetris or something, right? But, yeah, I thought that was interesting, because, yeah, that was, like, a name I hadn't heard in a while. For those of you who don't know here, let me find, Let's look at Archer 4's sprint. Because, yeah, for those of you who don't know, Archer 4 is, like, very well known for having, like, a really, really, like, psychopath way of stacking. Like, look at his stacking! This guy's a psycho, man. And gets a PB 104 end. It's not Korean stacking. No. This isn't Korean stacking. This is, like, unlike anything else. This is Archer stacking. It's, like, kind of pattern stack, but not really, right? So you can see he really prefers these kinds of, like, double ups with J's and L's, where it creates, like, a rectangle. Like a 2x8. Or 2x4, sorry. But, like, it's not really pattern stacking either, right? It's just like heavily favoring certain patterns, I guess. Okay, what is this? Like, I feel like a fucking boomer, man. Like, what is it? What are these terms? What is corrupt Korean stacking? Has anyone else in the chat heard of corrupt Korean stacking? I know about Korean stacking. It's from Han Game Tetris, right? That's how the term came up. What does the corrupt mean in this context? Yeah, I don't know. This seems like a made-up term. Alright, whatever. Okay, let's get down to the meat and potatoes of what we're talking about this stream. I guess I say meat and potatoes, but it's not going to be like a super long amount. But, yeah. Also, Rayfish, thanks for the Prime, bro. Thank you for the subscription. Doesn't do anything. I don't really have any emotes that aren't like 5 years old, but thank you. So... Anyways, soon, and by soon I mean, like, next week kind of soon, or I would say, like, Monday, either tomorrow or Monday, I'm gonna be opening up, Tetrio playtest applications. So, we have a server called Tetrio Insiders, where we test out new features, right? Now, it's not like beta testing, so what you'll see is not very close to the finished product. And what we're going to be testing is versus. So we're going to be testing some versus, some sort of like new versus mechanics, and try and figure out some new mechanics for Season 3, right? So I have a list of things that we're going to test. Obviously can't share them here, right? But, yeah, we're going to be playtesting a bunch of new stuff. And so my ideal player for this would be someone who plays a lot of Tetra League at the current moment, and has, like, and can articulate their feedback well, right? So... yeah, the applications will show up. There's not a rank requirement, or a hard rank requirement, except I'm probably looking for people SS rank and up. Now, obviously, exceptions can apply here, but the reason I say that is because those are the people who are interacting the most with new versus mechanics, right? Because if you go lower than that, there will be people who maybe just, like, stack, right? And they don't need to, or really would benefit from trying to lean too hard into the game's meta, because just at that rank, clean stacking rules it all, right? So, yeah, anyways, the things that we're going to be playtesting, yeah, we're going to be working on Season 3, and how Insiders works is... you're going to be a temporary member, except for the people who give exceptional feedback, stuff like that. they have a chance at becoming a permanent Tetrio insider. And when you're a permanent Tetrio insider or a member of the group, then you'll be given access to playtesting just anything in the future, right? And you won't need to apply for it anymore. So yeah, as for the applications, there's probably going to be like 2 questions about your thoughts on the impacts of the Season 2 rule set. So yeah, I'll be reading pretty much all of them, as I do with any of the playtests, which is going to be kind of a pain for me. I remember with the first set of playtests for like original character system, I had to read through like 700 of them. So yeah, I can also give some tips for doing the application on like what I'm looking for. But does anyone have any questions about the playtesting so far? Let's see. SS and above stack well enough where mechanics start mattering, or not just mechanics, but like just like playing to the meta, right? So trying to like start incorporating surge, trying to start like setting up a spike that kills, etc., right? Because it's not just like survive and don't ruin your stack, or like down stack properly, right? Let's see. When did I get banned? Wait, you got banned? Huh? I peaked S+, but I have 2,260 games this season. Am I in consideration? Yeah. Again, as I said, there's no, like, strict rank requirement. It's just typically people SS and above will have, like, more sort of, knowledge on playing to the mechanics and stuff. Hi, Garbo. Hi, Hush. I just realized I have not been looking at the YouTube chat. I haven't had this open. I was only looking at Twitch. Okay, here, hold on. 1 second. Let me get the chat set up again. I forgot I have to do this every single time. Alright. Window capture, streamer chat. Okay, there we go. I mean, I can thin it out a little bit. That's fine. Okay, sick. Yeah, I stream on, like, YouTube occasionally. Or not, I'm not occasionally, every time, but, what's it? I don't actually know what I was gonna say with that, because it's, like, not occasionally at all. What am I fucking saying? Dude, the heat is getting to me, man. It's, like, way too hot here. Yeah, anyways, so... I honestly don't care about sending guards. My only objective is clearing what's already on my board. Is there a name for that? I mean, that's just like kind of low rank gameplay, right? It is what it is. Because the reason I want high rank players too, besides just like the people will be playing with it more, will be like understanding the meta more, but additionally, like, those are going to be the people who are disproportionately affected by a rule set change, right? So when people are disproportionately affected by something, like, you want to hear them represented more, right? So I would like more higher rank player sort of input on that. What if I'm SS but have like 300 games? So those things, I talked about those as requirements, but like an actual job, this is like real, applies to real life too. Those like numbers and requirements don't matter nearly as much as like the application stuff and like what you say. So there's gonna be two major questions that I ask on the application. The first is how do you think that Season 2 has been good? Right, so what do you think are the good things that have come out of the Season 2 rule set for Tetra League? And the second is the opposite. So it's just, what do you think are the things that weren't successful and could be improved, right? That's probably the language I'll use, is could be improved. So for those questions, like, what I'm looking for is first and foremost something like kind of different, right? So I would I would put value on a take that I haven't heard before. Just because it shows that you can like think at an angle that I might not have represented in the current tester player base, right? And the second thing I'm looking for is just like quality, right? Just how well you can articulate your thoughts, how clear it is, how much it makes sense to me. If you can do those things, those two things, and your time availability is right, then yeah, I would rate your chances of getting in pretty high. Let's see. I'm SS by purely mechanics as someone who does not try to understand how Versus works. Gets frustrated sometimes because of lack of understanding of why I lost. I feel like having some sort of feedback on why I lost and having high views would be appreciated. Yeah, like also those are different types of players too, right? So if there is like a like let's say U rank player who just actually doesn't really get the game that much, those are also players that should be represented because you want to see how they match up against players who do, right? Just because it's important to like support those players as well. So an even amount of representation across different players with different mindsets about the game would be useful. It always is useful, but in general, what I'm looking for are people who are like able to think about the game and able to like articulate the reasons why they feel the way they do. Let's see. The Tetrio team looking for new testers? Yes. So it's in the title, right? But yeah, we are going to be accepting new testers soon, very soon, like within 1 to 2 days. Would that mean they play like Season 1? Not necessarily, right? Because Season 1 had a metagame as well, right? Like, you did have like, back-to-back chaining and timing and such, right? So, like, it's not like the game was brainless, right? The game still had a macro level to it. Maybe it wasn't as big as in Season 2, but it very much existed. Let's see. How many are you planning to accept? At the moment, I'm probably gonna start small. So how it works is we have the main sort of pool of applications, and then before I accept any, I read them all. I read them if it's good, right? If the response to the application is good, I read it. And again, I read every single one of them. If it's good, then I move it to a shelf, right? So it's a different category. It's a different pile called the shelf, right? And then from the shelved amount, I then accept however many I'm looking for from however many group. Whatever group. So in the beginning, it's probably going to be a very small handful of maybe like 30 people. But as testing gets more general and things are, I'm looking for more polished and just like more mass opinions rather than the question of like, is this good or is this fun, right? Once the question starts becoming like, what are the numbers that we should balance, or what is the what is the correct value for this attack or whatever, right? Then that's when I'll start accepting more, probably to around like, I want to say like 100 people total, or like 130 people total. So like 100 more after that. And yeah, with Versus, it's also it's not as beneficial as quick play for having like a large amount. So with quick play, I accepted like about like I would say like 150 people, new testers, right? So there were old testers before from just regular insiders members. Except the thing is that like with quick play, you need like a lot of people for it to function properly, right? So we had bots and we tried to mix them in with as many real people as possible. Let's see. Hello from CTWC. We gotta do an event like this for Modern. I mean, I think so, but having like a world championship, like the thing is, CTWC was already like pretty accepted as the world championship, right? It's gonna be really hard to do like an actual world championship for modern Tetris. The reason CTWC is like generally accepted as a world championship is because like at least in the beginning, most of the people playing were people with the means to travel, right? We're like adults. And then as the player base got younger, as like there were more like it started with Joseph Saley, and then the age just kept going down and down, right? It was still already generally accepted that you travel to the world championships to be considered the world champion, right? But I mean, if we tried to just like call something the world championships, it's like, and then just like there's no Diao, there's no like none of the Asian players traveled over to it. Like that's pretty rough, man. Like I don't think that it would be easy to make an in-person tournament that would be accepted at the World Championships for a while. The whole travel thing I disagree on. Like, being here, I'm seeing people from everywhere in the Northern Hemisphere. Is more with the unification of the main modern game. I completely disagree with that. Like, Tetrio is generally accepted as, like, as the most played modern game, and I don't say accepted as in like there's TC players, there's PPT players, etc., right? But in terms of popularity, if you look at the player bases, like it's very, very lopsided, right? So even with just like Tetrio, you could make a world championships, but I'm talking about like, will it be accepted, right? Will it be accepted, or will it just be like a fake title, right? Like, you'll need Diao there. You'll need, like, obviously your main people, right? You'll need your, like, your Shark. You'll need your Cab. You'll need Blarg. I don't know if Blarg's gonna play. He did, decline the invite to current Worlds, but, like, who are the, like, Asian players that you would need? Actually, I'm, like, completely drawing a blank, but you'll need, like, the I mean, CZ is, like, retired, but dude, CZ uploaded a, like, set of Season 2 gameplay with Cab, and, like, that shit was cracked. Is the Twitter rage rate about me? Oh, yeah, you fucking guessed it for it. It is. Shout out the local LAN. What is this? Let's see. Oh, it's a Singapore tournament. I think I heard of this. Do we have a banner for this in Tetrio? Is that how I heard about it? I swear there was one for this at some point. Let's see. Who is it run by the way? But yeah, I mean, on the off chance that you're watching from Singapore, shout out this LAN. The Singapore LAN is not a TWC qualifier. I was actually surprised that LANs were being considered TWC qualifiers. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that actually did surprise me. You misunderstanding my point. I'm talking about having one game. We have multiple, so you've gotta make a spread of games. There's only really one played classic game. I actually... Like, the thing is, Wiley, I don't actually see that as that much of a problem. At some point in the past, I did, but, like, you don't have to call it Modern Tetris. In fact, I don't think it would be, like, a good thing to say you're the Modern Tetris World Champion, because Modern Tetris isn't a game. Classic Tetris is a game, but Modern Tetris is not a game, right? Like, Tetrio is only going to be more different, is only going to get more different. So... Like, I don't think it should really count. Like, I don't think that calling Tetrio Modern Tetris or calling anything Modern Tetris is really that productive anymore. I think that, like, the divide is, in some ways necessary, I guess. Yeah, then we need a Tetrio World Champion. Yeah, see, like, that's where I'm thinking, right, Wiley? Like... my head's in that area, not in like let's appeal to the slow Tetris players, right? Like, but actually, okay. How should I say this? I do want to talk about the Twitter thread too, but yeah. Anyways, throughout this stream, if you guys have any questions about playtesting and playtesting applications, yeah, you can still put chat messages there. Actually, if you want to at me for like a direct question, then feel free to. But yeah, anyways, Matt, I'll just fill you in and anyone who's just joining in now. Basically, we're going to be playtesting new versus mechanics soon. I'm going to be opening up applications within 1 to 2 days from now. So this isn't like exactly like, hey, you're going to be playtesting the Season 3 rule set, but we're going to be doing some like versus experiments, right, to try and figure out some new mechanics, and those new mechanics will inform what we do for Season 3. Alright, anyways, it all began on Dormy's Twitter, okay? Will the application be shown on Tetrio itself? Yes. So there's gonna be a banner for it in the game, like a little thing. It just says like a very thin banner at the top that says like, psst, hey, like there's Tetrio applications. You want to join? Playtest applications you want to join? But I'll also be posting it on Twitter and Discord if you would prefer to see it there. Okay. Let's see. So at first it says, let's play Puyo Puyo Tetris. Okay, which platform? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. And it is a it is a large like sort of what's it? Like page of just the different platforms for the different PPT games. Now, like, I think I didn't actually look at this that closely, but are they trying to show like the different queues? So like you have +6 if you count swap queue, as in like each of these has like a different swap queue. Oh my god, it's Dormy. I spent 1 hour on this. Why are we on here? Wait, okay, we have the original poster in the chat. Hold on. Can we explain what the number means, as in like how many different PPTs there are? So like there's like, you're counting like 1 for each of the different platforms and then adding 1 for each if you count swap queue. Like, why are we doing this for the different platforms? The +6 or +4, etc. Separate queues. I got asked in my community to add swap queue because it's popular. Oh, I see. Yeah. Because I was gonna say, like, there's way more queues than that if you want to play, like, Big Bang or something, right? But, yeah, let's see. So you have 3DS Wii U. I didn't even know these were cross-platform, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I did actually play the 3DS version, of PPT. It was in Japanese, right? But, I did play it. Let's see, and then PS3, PS Vita. Again, I didn't even fucking know it was on PS3 or PS Vita. We had PPT on the PS3? What the fuck? Wait. Dude, it was on the PS3? Xbox One, PS4, Switch, Steam, and then PS4 and PS5 are cross-platform. The Xboxes are cross-platform, Switch, Steam. And then these are no longer cross-platform because it's just this generation. Do they not have a PS5 PPC? And then the 2S for the Switch 2. The 2S, what are we, Apple? Let's see. Okay, listen, can we stop talking about Zenith Clicker? You've asked this every single day for the past, like, 3 weeks. Like, can we not, bro? I will look at it sometime later. Yeah. So the essential main platformers really are Steam and Switch. Let's see. Meant to be over-exaggerated, but pointing out PPT dividing the player base. So, to my understanding, the reason why they can't do cross-platform between, like, let's say, the different consoles of, like, Xbox and PlayStation, is for, like, legal reasons, right? Like, their contracts just don't allow it. I'm not sure how true that is. Like, someone will have to, like, fact-check that for me. Because I don't actually know that much about console releases. But I know that, like, if you don't have clout like Fortnite does, like, it's really hard to pull off, like, cross-platform between, like, let's say, Xbox PC. TEC does have cross-platform, though, and it's still dead. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. That is true. I mean, like, I think that, like, Puyo Puyo and Tetris is, like, a good crossover, but, man, that shit is, like, like, yeah, it's just really aids to try and, try and play. So I do actually agree with, this sort of page. Like, if they had PC Switch cross-platform, that'd be, like, really, really lit. That would already, like, unite the NA and Japanese player bases, like, really easily. Just because I remember that, like, all of the Japanese players, if you ever wanted to play against Japanese players, like, you just had to play Switch. It was, like, not really a choice. Yeah, PC and Switch would be plenty of... I mean, everything else is, like, kind of fake. Like, the people who play, like, PPT, PS4, like, just don't matter anyways. So, let's see. Now, let's read Fortism's post here, okay. If we completely shut down the whole PPT series, then the entirety of modern Tetris would be so much more goddamn accessible. Okay, Fort, what did we mean by it? In fact, actually, let's get Fort on the stream. Here, hold on one second. I'm gonna phone up Fort really quick. Let's defend our point here. Fortism, you're gonna be getting a call on Discord. Answer it. Pick up the phone. All right, hello, Fortism, are you there?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Fort? Okay, hold on. Can you just, like, speak for a little while so I can adjust your volume?
Yeah, sorry, I have, like, I'm watching the CTWC bullshit at the same time, so, like...
I see.
You might hear it from the background.
Okay. Wait, you have it like that, you have it on the TV or something? Like, is it on speaker?
I have, like, a multi-twitch on my other monitor. And right now I'm just, like, chilling with fucking Nesters and stuff. I don't know.
I see. Okay.
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
So, anyways. So when you say, if we completely shut down the whole PPT series, then the entirety of modern Tetris would be so much more goddamn accessible, like, what do we mean by this? What exactly do we mean by, this tweet here?
Okay, so, my thought process for this was, like, a lot of, like, the slower Tetris games, like, they're, like... Okay, I have not, like, planned any of this, honestly.
Okay,
but, like, I just feel like, not, like, they're all just, like, not well-designed at all. Like, if you think of a game like Tetrio, right, it's, like, you have a lot of players from, like, different platforms, and, like, it's just easy to, like, I mean, as it is, it's very accessible, but then, like... If we're looking at PPT, like, I just looked at that and I was like, oh my god, this is why I don't play PPT. And, like, I thought, like, if we just take away the game entirely, right, then, like, less of the focus would just be, there would be no focus on PPT. Like, that wouldn't be the standard for, like, slow Tetris games, right? It would be, like,
I see.
TEC or, like, Nuctris. TEC is actually pretty good because of, like, it has, like... more modes, Tetris-based, like scored and like classic, and even like the event mode, which is pretty cool, I guess.
So I have a counter argument here, right? Now obviously, like, I'm like a Tetrio person, right? I'm a very heavy Tetrio person. Like, I'm involved with it. I have a vested stake in it. However, right? I'm gonna play PPT advocate here. So I would argue that PPT is actually very good for the game. So first of all, I'm gonna just repeat what I understand about your point really quick, just to make sure I'm getting it correctly here, right?
Right. Okay.
So to my understanding, you think that okay, PPT really aids like in terms of just how split it is, etc., right? And it's not very accessible. But Tetrio is accessible. So if we were to remove options that were inaccessible, it would like funnel people towards that which is accessible, and then people will have a better time because there's just a clearer platform that people will go to. Is that correct?
I feel like that still wouldn't be the case because like PPT you pay for the game and Tetris is just completely free. So there's also like the aspect of like I don't want to like devote so much money to like a game where I'm already being limited by my by the tunings.
Right.
And like
So
that was just, like because yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
so like because there's a paywall, also the fact that like there are people playing PPT means that it's inherently going to be less accessible because there's a paywall to it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh,
I don't really feel the same with TEC, although it is kind of the same thing. But I did.
yeah,
Get
I was
it,
gonna
like,
say that like applies to
not
TEC as
completely
well.
free from what was it, WPLC 2022. So, I mean that was pretty cool. But like, yeah, it is the issue's still kind of prevalent because like the only time when like zone battle queue is like actually active is when I see like players like Star and Tizago just like
Uh-huh.
stream the game on
Yeah,
Twitch.
yeah.
So
I see. So, uh, I would argue that PPT is actually very, very good for Tetris and very good for Tetrio even to exist. And as a
okay.
whole, it brings more players in to the total like Tetris sphere, and when that grows, like it again it raises everyone up, right? It raises every single game regardless. And if PPT was like a completely redundant client, right? Like let's say that it did absolutely nothing new and it was just a worse version of other games that still existed, then I would actually agree with what you're saying here, right? I would actually agree with like it should just die, right? Or people should stop playing it.
Yeah. Okay.
However, that's like not the case, right? So if you look at how many people are Puyo players who learned Tetris, just or how many Puyo fans it brought into Tetris, vice versa as well, right? But
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it's a very unique experience. It's not like Tetrio is just gonna add Puyo, right? Like we're not gonna do that. Maybe if we have a particular long amount of time for an April Fool's joke, but like not standardly, right? Which
That would be
means
such a
that
good idea for April Fools,
oh.
actually. Now that you mentioned it.
I mean, you don't want to know how many times I've been suggested that by people thinking it's a new suggestion. It's not. But anyways, like PPT is like a unique game. It's like it's its own thing, and I think that it like overall enriches the community of like Tetris, right? So if there
Yeah.
are some people who like start there and maybe never find their way to Tetrio and maybe never find the whole rest of the community, that's like fine, right? Like that's gonna be so few people compared to the amount of attention and amount of people that this type of title brings Tetris in general, right? So
Mhm.
like I absolutely think that PPT is like a very good thing for both like the Tetris community as a whole and also like Tetrio and my own interests, right? So
I do want to say that, like, just because PPT is just its own game, doesn't mean it's like, obviously it does stand out, right? But it doesn't really mean, like, it's actually a good Tetris game.
uh-huh.
Because, like, you, because it's kind of like in a weird middle ground where, like, it's trying to combine, like, so many, like, puzzle aspects at once, and it just, like, it doesn't feel like they belong.
Uh I'm
Like
gonna need a expansion on that thought.
there's a couple of like other Tetris games that are probably like I don't know. I'm thinking of like the smaller ones like Nuketris, King of Stackers. I'm
Uh-huh.
not saying they're like totally irrelevant, Like they have their own like specialties and like skill sets that you got to get good at.
Uh-huh.
But it's like it doesn't really feel like it doesn't feel intriguing to like Tetris as a whole.
Right. So, like, you're saying that the Tetris side doesn't do anything new for Tetris, rather than, like, being a crossover with PPT. Or with Puyo Puyo, is what you're saying
Yeah,
here.
that's where TC comes in like pretty differently with the zone function
Uh-huh.
and that. But like it just feels like PPT is like for PPT is just fucking for like the TTC is meant to fucking
I
just
mean, it is the only game that really upholds that function now, though, right? Like, of just, like, a very baseline vanilla slow Tetris game. Like, it is the game for that, even though it's, like, strapped with Puyo Puyo. Like, it's still, it's still the, like, sort of, like, stock Tetris, sort of, stock official Tetris experience, right? Which there isn't a client for, other client for, at least that's, like, polished, right?
I saw someone in chat say I want everyone to become pro and no casual play. So like
I mean, that's, like, just
honestly,
not a good thing to
that is
say,
what
like...
my stance is right now because like
Really? What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that one too.
I just feel like we have so much missed potential. And that's why we're not like that's why we're not making it big as a modern Tetris community.
Really? Okay. Because this is, like, completely against everything that I think. So, to my understanding, what you're saying here is that, like, every single player that enters the community, their goal should be to strive to be good at the game, or strive to be as good as they can. And the game, what the game is missing is that there's not enough people, like, really pushing the game to their own limits.
Surely
Is what
there
you're
are
saying.
people that push it, but obviously I just don't feel like it's enough. And like that kind of like casual mentality is like not good for competitive.
Wait, really? Okay, because, like, so, like, let's say a tournament, right? Like, let's say all the people watching Apple Orchard Cup. You think that, like,
Okay.
every single person that's watching that should be, like, striving to be like the people they're watching? Is
That
like...
was definitely my mentality back in like 2020, 2021 when I saw
Okay,
like
but,
the
like, how has that changed now? How has that changed to, like, 2025? What is it today?
it's like I don't know, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of players like me, which is very arrogant for me to say, but like
Uh-huh.
it's very like there could be just again like you could just have so many new players like obviously like there's like Shark and um like Jack from Tetra League, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And like they're really good now. But it's like I don't it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people that like actually like want to get good. Like most of the pro players now, like it just seems like they get good just because they did. Like they weren't like aiming for it and it just happened for them. Obviously someone in chat could probably like disagree, but like it's just
I
like maybe
mean,
I've just been too chronically online in the community that
this
like
does sound like it, yeah. This
yeah,
really does sound like it.
like every single day of my like almost every day of my like life, like I've just been pretty much devoted to Tetris and like just trying to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously that just doesn't really align with a lot of like other players' thoughts,
Uh-huh.
like however good or
Right.
bad they are.
So, because, like, the thing is, like, casual players are good for the game. Like, it's like you don't want the game to not have casual players, right? Because, uh, like,
It's not like we
casual,
don't
like,
have casual players though. Like we do have
you,
casual players, but like a lot of them just like don't like care
but, like, do they
about.
need? Okay, because, okay, Tetrio is a game that, or any multiplayer is a game, especially esports, need need like a lot of players. So
Yeah,
this is, it's like referred to in games as like network effects, where basically the more players there are in something, the better it is, right? So I would consider like A good example, I'm on Twitter right now, looking at your tweet. So, like, Twitter, for example, is something with network effects. If there were, like, 4 people that used Twitter, you wouldn't be using it, right? It would be, like, a really shit platform, regardless of what features they had.
Yeah, that's the case with like Spotify and some shit.
Yeah, like, it gets better as there's more people. As more people are getting into it, there's network effects. And this is true for not just, like, social media. And not just even, like, quick play, right? It is true for the entirety of, like, Tetrio, right? And and even for, like, the competition that you talked about, right? So like, for example, right? Right now, Apple Orchard Cup got about, like, 200 concurrent viewers, right? And it's like it's a qualifier, but it does count as, like, a major tournament, right?
Yeah, that's still pretty good.
One of our majors is getting 200 viewers. Now, if there's more casuals, right? The people watching that, like, many of them, in fact, the large majority of them are players that you would consider casuals. They're not really trying to get better at the game. They kind of just play it, right?
Yeah, okay.
They're chilling. So, like, the network effect in having people care is, if there's just, like, let's say every single person in the world played Tetrio, right? There would be a lot of incentive to be good at it. But just because, like, there's a lot more clout, there's a lot more, like, eyes on it, there's a lot more, and then resources to it too, right? Like, there could be money in it as well. And at that point, there could be, like, you could do it for a living, right? Like, those things exist as you get more players. So, like, you need casuals for the tippity top competitive to even, like, have a motive, right? And so I don't think that view of it, like, really does anything. Just because, like, if you ignore the casuals, then, like, sure, you'll have, like, the sweaty strivers, but it'll, like, just be them in their small community, like, being bitter that they wasted many years of their youth on a block stacking game.
Yeah.
That no one cares about.
I don't feel like I've wasted my time just being good at Tetris.
That wasn't referring to you. I was just referring to certain small niches, because I don't think Tetrio is there, right? Like, we do have a good casual audience, but if it's, like, actually zero casuals, then it's gonna feel like you're just in a chamber of nothingness.
Actually, I can kind of relate to that. That's kind of where Cultures 2 is at. Like, I don't think like,
Cultures 2 does not have casuals.
I haven't seen anyone under, like, top 200, top 200, like, in a good while playing Cultures 2, like, pretty regularly. Like, it's mostly just, like, the same people, like Sam, like Daniel, I guess, like Shay, Atomics.
Daniel is still around. I haven't heard that name in fucking ages.
Usually lurks in, like, the Discord, in Cultures 2 Discord.
Yeah.
But, like,
in any case, yeah, like, Cultures 2 is in that area. Like,
yeah,
that's this is what zero casuals does to a motherfucker.
Yeah, but, like, does that not, like, make you want to strive to be the best still? Like,
not really. Like, I don't know, if no one cares, like, if there's very few people that care, like, I don't really feel, like, motivated to try at something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, there are some people who are motivated, like, everyone's motivated by different things, obviously, right? But, like, Tetris, the thing is, Tetris, like, it's something that people know, so, like, people are gonna generally care about it. But, like, let's say I became the best at, like, some niche category. Let's say I made my own game, right? Let's say I made the Garbo game, and I strived to become the best at the Garbo game, okay? Like, would I really have the additional motivation to keep pushing it if, like, I was actually the only one that played it and the only person that could even understand that I was good at it? Like, not really, I don't think.
But for the most part, like, I can see that, yeah.
So, like, I believe that all these things are network effects, right? If you just get more attention on the game, if you increase the population, there's gonna be more, like, sharks. There's gonna be more caboozles. There's gonna be more of, like, the the newer generation players. I mean, Cab isn't even new gen anymore. I'm talking like he's new gen, but only because I just remember when he started.
Oh my god, everything just went by so fast. Now that I think about
it. True. But yeah, like, do you understand what I'm saying here? Like, does what I'm saying make sense? Where like, what you're saying is a like, the outcomes that you want are an understandable like thing. I also do want to see more top players and see like a fiercer competition at the top, but also the way that you get there is like not by ostracizing casuals. It's by like just increasing the population total, which naturally is going to be casuals.
Yeah, like, I mostly say the stuff that I did on Twitter as if, like, the modern community had, like, I don't know, the same player base as, like, Osu or something.
Right. But, like, it just doesn't.
Yeah, but, like, it still doesn't really, like, reflect on my passion.
Uh-huh.
That's how I would put it, for the most part, yeah.
I see. Alright, anyways, let's see. My hot take is there shouldn't be any slow... Okay, we're getting to another hot take. This is fucking crazy, man. Like, Fort is just a content machine. Okay, let me read this out, and then like, I'll get an explanation.
Yeah, as I said before, it's like, slow games are just like...
Wait, hold on, no, you're getting ahead of yourself. Wait, let me read this first for chat, okay? And then we can be up to date. Okay. So, my hot take is that there shouldn't be any slow Tetris game in the first place. Most things about Tetris that you get good at are either based on score or speed. Maybe excluding PC mode or something. Sure, there are uber efficient players that do just fine at slower speeds in versus game modes, but ultimately none of these players actually keep up with the elite. I know there's a lot of PPT/slow Tetris mains that don't like fast Tetris, but let's be real, the latter is way more exciting to watch and commentate in general. And in my honest opinion, improving in fast Tetris is also really exhilarating as supposed to try to improve in a game where you're being limited with tunings that are all meant to restrain you from reaching your limits. This is a lot. Okay, let's hear you talk about this first, and I'll get into it.
This comes all from personal experience. Okay, when I started back in like 2011, I only started with Tetris Battle and Tetris Friends. My biggest complaint of Tetris Friends was that the tunings, you had to fucking pay for them. That was the worst shit ever. I wasn't old enough to go on hard job forums to know that you could bypass that. But like, even then, the fastest tuning on Tetris Friends is literally like the default handling in J-Estris, and like, if you play default handling J-Estris, and like, you know how slow that shit is. And like,
sure,
it's just not fun. I mean, like, sure, like, it could be like, the slower speed just like helps you relax for a bit, right? That's like one of the the common arguments that I can think of. But it's like, for top play, like, what are we even thinking with slow Tetris? Like, slow Tetris just doesn't have anything to offer compared to like Tetrio or...
But like, wait, doesn't have anything to offer is like crazy to say, right? Because like, okay, like, let's say it's within limits. Okay, so I'm gonna give like at least my own argument for why I think slow Tetris is like valuable, right? And why it's like not just worse fast Tetris, okay? And I would like you to try and like apply your opinion to this this sort of line of thought, okay? So like fast Tetris, people are gonna be generally playing the same way as they do now, except faster, right? So like, let's say in a year from now or in 2 years from now, like the top play, it's gonna be like comfortably 5.5 or something, right? Or like it's gonna peak in like the 6.5s instead of like now where playing like 5.5 is crazy, right? In versus. So let's say that that's the case, right? Now, does that mean that anything more interesting is happening, or does that mean that like the game is just, they're doing the same things that they've always been doing, but like a bit faster? Could
you repeat that, or?
So yeah, like, is there anything fundamentally different about the game, or are people just doing what they did before a bit faster? Like, let's say like 15% faster.
I mean, not anything fundamentally different.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So the reason why slow Tetris or tuning limit Tetris or just like Tetris with limitations is like interesting or valuable is because once people hit that ceiling, right? Like they're forced to do something differently. Being better means like how much you can squeeze out of your pieces rather than just like the next step up being like doing this but a little bit faster, right? So
Right. Okay.
by working within that limit, it like forces people to improve at things that would otherwise be less valuable in like a fast Tetris
Uncapped.
game.
Right.
Yeah, in an uncapped game. Right? So
Mhm.
like off of that, right? If you look at PPT, when you watch the skill ceiling be pushed, right? It's because people got better at stacking or people are finding like different things, right? Like like the ceiling being pushed is in many ways more interesting when you're watching fast Tetris. Now again, I'm no slow, or I mean when you're watching slow Tetris, I'm no slow Tetris glazer either, right? Like I like slow Tetris, but
Okay.
I like fast Tetris as well, right? So like what is your counter argument to the fact that like there is a different category of limit being pushed that wouldn't really exist within like fast Tetris, right? And how does that apply to like there shouldn't be any slow Tetris games in the first place?
I think like these kinds of like tuning limits are like they're obviously like pretty. I don't want to like keep like saying bad shit about like slow Tetris, but like
But
I
you
think it's
literally
pretty
said they
nice.
shouldn't exist in the first place. Like,
I
dude.
know. I'm saying
You
I'm
can't
saying
be
it's
like, I'm not gonna say
pretty
anything
good.
bad about them, and then you said they shouldn't exist. Like,
Yeah. Okay,
okay,
but what I
God.
mean is like the execution is just still like not really. It's not really done well.
Okay, so if it were done well, that you wouldn't say they shouldn't exist in the first place. That's like a completely different thing than what you're saying here, no?
Yeah, no, I pretty much wrote that in bed. But as long as like
Wait,
the slow Tetris,
hold on.
as
Okay, you wrote that in bed, but like, what was going through your head when you wrote that? Like, can we talk about that?
long as there's a slow Tetris game that's like free and like actually like it establishes these kinds of limits to be more forgiving for casuals, then like which PPT is doing, but it's also not free. Then like I wouldn't really have a problem with it. But like so far, there's really no like actual pure slow Tetris game that does that well. So it's like, why even keep it in modern?
Uh-huh. I see.
And as you said, like you have the limits, and like the casuals can like gravitate to like a
I mean,
slower
this
version.
isn't even about casuals. This is like literally like even for like top players, like there's still interest,
I
right?
saw a comment earlier saying like, if slow Tetris didn't exist, then where did the casuals go to get introduced? So like,
I mean, I think that's a bad
no,
argument.
right here.
I do think that's a bad argument. That's not in any way what I'm saying.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. But let's see. Garbo, are you genuinely mad at Fort? Okay, listen, this is all being done in like good faith, right? Like, me and Fort are chill. I'm just like,
Yeah, I don't mind if
I'm just
like,
pressing his argument because I think it's fucking stupid. Like no. Me and Fort are chill.
yeah, all right.
Yeah. Like as someone said in chat, like I'm sure there are people in the chat that are like actually mad at Fort. Me, I'm not, bro.
Oh, there definitely are people.
Yeah. Like, dude,
that are
you
mad.
you have people seething. This is actually quality rage of me. I need to get this guy on the stream more often.
Okay.
Okay, but like, dude,
I can't. I'm not built like Itchy Lol, okay? But like, my stance on like the top modern scene is like, it's. I don't know. I guess it's good for this shit.
like, yeah, but I said what I meant to say. Let's see. So, uh, do you actually think this about like spectators, where it's like way more exciting to watch slash commentate in general? Because I do know a lot of people who just don't really like watching uncapped games because it's just like really fast compared to like being able to closely follow a slow Tetris game. Like, what do you think about that here?
I didn't really think of like spectators like actually not liking uncapped Tetris.
Because like that
It's
is a
like,
very common thing. It's like a
I
very
always thought
common
like
thing.
fast equals good because like there's more action and shit, right? Like you would rather see like Apple Orchid Cup instead of like Underdogs Cup, for example. Not to shame like UC, but like they're still both like.
But like that's
they're
because they're
both-
bad players, not because it's slow.
Yeah, but that's what it feels like. Like there's just more action.
Okay, wait. So let me ask like a follow-up question, okay? So let's say
Okay.
like okay, people like watching Counter-Strike, right? It's one of the top esports in terms of viewership and player base, right? Like
Yeah, I
everyone
was thinking
likes Counter-Strike. So, what if there was like a different Counter-Strike version where everything was just at 2x speed? Do you think that would be like better or worse to watch?
2x speed, fuck. That'd be.
There's
that'd
more
be-
action, right?
There's more action. Modern Tetris is not literally 2x speed.
Well, no. Like it fucking might as well be. Like, yeah. I'm asking you a question about Counter Strike though. Don't like let's not forget about Tetris really quick. Like,
Okay.
would that
If it
be
was
better or
2x
worse?
If it was 2x speed in terms of like movement speed,
Everything,
or, like,
everything,
you mean
all speeds. So like, reloading, moving, planting, fucking walking, whatever, right? Everything is 2x speed. The round timer is 2x as fast, etc.
I don't see why people wouldn't like that.
I mean, like, don't you think it would be a little bit like hard to follow? Don't you think that it would be like?
Modern Tetris is hard to follow. That's
Well, no. Listen. I'm talking about Counter Strike here. Don't you think that would like do something to the pacing? Like,
I mean, like, I know like CS pacing is like mostly like the same, but like in 2x speed, like there's still human reactions and shit that only go so far. Like obviously game mechanics, if everything's doubled, then like it's still up to the humans, the players that like actually like do good with that.
we're
speed.
talking about spectators though. We're talking about spectators. Actually, also if you're not familiar with Counter Strike, like we can talk about a different game too. Just any game 2x speed.
Yeah, no, I fucking suck at Counter Strike. My like.
Yeah. Like you can pick a game and like we can talk about if it would be better or worse to watch at 2x speed. Cause like I guarantee you none of them are. Like, I'm sure there's some niche one that's just like too slow, but like like the point I'm trying to make here is that like there's a pacing to the game. There's like a natural like flow that can be followed, and part of the reason why like Counter-Strike is fun to watch is because it's like it's not because there's action happening all the time, but because it's like suspenseful, right?
Okay.
Because there's like a build up, right? And so making a 2x speed like does ruin the pacing, and similar thing can apply to like let's say PPT, where it actually isn't like a one-shot spike that's killing someone, but rather like messy or garbage and line clear delay causes it to be like kind of slow, so you can't full down stack easily, right? So you'll slowly get pushed up, and players will like be at the top of the board and not be able to instantly get down, right? So like in that instance, like there is a pacing to the game that gets thrown off if you speed it up, right? So
Yeah.
like that can't be something that has just objectively no value for a spectator, right?
But like that means like we just have too many standards in modern Tetris. So like
What is that?
if we
What does
just
that mean?
if we just normalize like Tetrio speeds, then like wouldn't everyone get used to that?
No, not really. No, like it's not like everyone's eyes will adjust to adjust to like 5.5 PPS if that was the standard. I don't think that's the reason why.
I feel I feel like not everyone would even follow with like top CS like top CS gameplay either, or like
people do.
top media gameplay
People
either.
do
Like
follow
like
it to some extent. Like people can follow. Okay,
like they
actually, that's one of CS's greatest strengths and one of Tetrio's biggest weaknesses, by the way. Like as a spectator game, in my opinion. So if I can just speak on it a little bit here, like. So Counter-Strike's pacing is like very, very good in that you don't really need to know that much to watch it. You don't have to really play it to like feel some kind of tension from watching it, right?
Okay.
But on the other hand, right? Like if you were to show random people, let's say you took, well, I don't know if your mom is familiar with it or not, but let's pretend your mom just isn't familiar if she is. Let's say you just showed your mom Apple Orchard Cup, right? Like, would she be able to derive anything from watching that? Anything?
Probably just seeing a score counter go up. That's it.
Right. So, like, you're seeing a problem here because as we've established before, right? Casuals being in the scene causes more top-level players as well and more competition at the top. That, like, those two are linked, right? We've established that already. So, don't you think that there is some kind of, like, there's some kind of value in having something that's more palatable for, like, someone who maybe doesn't play the game at all and hasn't had their eyes adjust to 5 PPS, if that's something that's even possible for casuals?
Like, that in question is, like, slow Tetris, or?
Yeah. Like, don't you think there's a value in that? Like, something
For
that
sure.
can be watched. So then what are we saying this tweet, man? Like...
Because my whole mentality is that we have a fucking skill issue.
Okay, like, what does that mean for? What do you mean we have a skill issue? Can we
Like,
unpack that one too?
It's like Osu, right? Like, I mean, spectators could follow Osu because it's literally the same freaking map.
Okay,
right? And, like,
I want to first say, I don't think our bar for anything spectator sport should be Osu. Like, I really don't think so. Especially, I mean, like,
to Tetrio, like, obviously, like, the game mechanics are totally different. I guess that's for sure. Like, catered to like the degenerates of the degenerates, but like, I don't know, like. There's gotta be something about Osu that, like, because it's like the same thing, right? It's not like everything changes like drastically after every single round, which is what like Tetris does, and even in slow Tetris, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
So
I mean, okay,
kind of...
so people in chat are talking about like how much viewership Osu gets, and like yeah, I do think that Osu gets a lot of viewership, but like. In terms of game, I feel like they're just different. Like, where one is a versus game and one is like a show of athleticism, kind of, right? Or what I mean by that is like, it's like a single player game that you show how much your raw skill is, right? It's like a raw skill measuring contest in a way, right? Like I don't think Tetris is that. I don't think that it is, and so to try and make it like Osu in that regard, I don't think that they're comparable.
Okay.
Like,
it's just that I feel like that's what makes Tetris. Like,
is it?
I haven't looked at chat actually.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, like,
so can you explain that more? Like what? That's what makes Tetris
every
Tetris.
round. Everything's different after every round, and like it's mostly pattern recognition. That's only like understandable if you actually play the game, even in slow Tetris. And like yeah.
I don't actually get what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
here.
one key finesse into the conversation. What?
I was gonna say,
That
yeah.
shit is
How are we bringing up one key finesse?
I don't care if you guys accept it or not, okay? Like, you guys are free to play it. If you guys don't want to play it, then don't play it. Also, I didn't even say it until you guys said it.
Yo, I fixed this guy. I fixed him.
Oh my god. You think that I caused all this bullshit to happen because, like, I got good? It's so stupid.
Uh-huh.
Massive skill issue.
It's not just because you got good. Okay, listen, we're opening a can of worms that really just deserves to stay closed. We can both agree on that. We just both agree on that.
This is just rage bait? Okay.
I mean, this whole stream is fucking rage bait, man. Like, anyways, yeah, like the Osu thing, I do think like I don't really think that that Osu is like a great comparison. Now, in terms of like the kind of game that it is, or the type of people that it draws in, I do think that like they're similar in that regard, but I think trying to copy their formula is not really a good idea because they're like very fundamentally different.
I feel like it feels like they share like the same thing in terms of like streaming value. Like most Osu tournaments, like I find myself just watching the score go like down or up between two teams. Like the World Championships, the Osu ones. Yeah. And like, is that not the same from like just watching Tetrio, like watching the boards go up and then watching the score counter go up and down? Or not
really, because it's a versus game. It's like someone could kill someone else, right? Like fast.
Okay.
It's a versus game. It's a game where two players fight, right? It's a fighting game. It's not really a score game. Now, if you wanted to like have the Blitz World Championships where you copy the formula of Osu, then like sure, right? That's like fine, but like in terms of like an actual versus game where the objective of both players is to kill each other, you can't really replicate that. It's supposed to tell a story of how one player killed another player, right? And so, whereas Osu is trying to tell a story of like how this player scored more points than the other team.
Yeah, okay. So like, if Tetrio had like single player tournaments, what do you think about that?
I mean, if there would be interest, I'm not sure if there would be interest, but if there were to be, then yes, you would want to have some kind of similar setup to Osu. Yeah,
and
like,
it would have to involve something like Gourd. Well, obviously it's gonna improve speed, but like mainly like I don't know, the Blitz game mode, I guess.
I mean, yeah, we're getting kind of sidetracked though. Like the main point I'm trying to say is that like for Tetris, right? So, or for Tetrio, at least my sort of ideal image of Tetrio is like, okay, as spectators, you are watching a story of how one player overcomes the other player, beats the other player, right? So they get the kill. And so anything that happens in between there has to put into context how that player got from I'm a player going into this match to I just topped them out, right? And so if you look at mechanics like Surge, right? So Surge tries to put that into a more condensed form rather than just like two players duking it out and then the last spike is what kills, right? Because you could say that part is like less meaningful compared to the ending, right? So with Surge, you build something up and then that puts in a context like, hey, this person sent their best attack at the other person survived it, landed a counter, and then that's what killed their opponent, right? And that's how they got there. So does that make sense, right? Because this is going to lead into another thing I'm going to say.
And like the spectators have to be able to see that.
Yeah, have to be able to understand the different points at which the players arrived at to get to their destination, right?
Okay.
So the game being slower does have a benefit of being able to see that clearer. Yes or no? For like a casual, for someone like if you were to show like someone who just doesn't play at all, right? Like one has a benefit in that, right? Of being easier to follow the course. Yes or no?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So we've now finally landed at there is value for spectators or to watch a slow Tetris, right? Like we've gotten there.
Yeah.
There is value. Okay. Chill. Cool. Sick.
Yeah, mostly I just didn't think of that, and it's because I've been so like immersed in top gameplay.
You're supposed to say something even stupider to like rage bait them. You're not supposed to actually agree with me here. You're supposed to like give some kind of crazy double down.
I think Tetrio should add the same scoring as Tetris.com. I don't know. I can't rage bait. Like
you have to do it naturally. You can't do it on the spot. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
but,
it's just like I'm not itchy lol, as I said.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, it's been great having you on, Fort. I actually, dude, if you cook up some more tweets, I'll be happy to have you back on the stream again sometime. But yeah, do you have anything else to say to the chat before we close off here?
Right. I have not looked at chat. Sorry.
I mean, you could just say something to the masses. Anything you want to say. Anything you have the floor. The floor is yours to announce anything, really. Just not a racial slur, please.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to say that. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to rage bait, but obviously, like, my natural tone on Twitter always just like pisses everyone off. So like, whatever. I'm still proud to be like a modern Tetris player, and I'm especially proud that like I've ventured to other versions of Classic or other versions of Tetris where like not many people are really like testing your limits like that. And like I've also been on a quest to be top 10 in most of the mainstream Tetris games. I don't know how many people are in MMC.
Yeah.
But there's a link for the no.
Oh, he's muted. Oh, it's Cook. He got ambushed. Mom walked in. GG. Oh, it's cooked. All right. Anyways, yeah.
I'll post the link for the MMC Fred. But like, I've just been playing anything but like the regular Tetrio and JS. It's just like I want to see how like honestly I feel like I'm okay with being bad at like other Tetris games, but I really just do want to see like what I can do in Tetris.
All right, sounds good.
And I hope more people can be more passionate like that. Like, I feel like there's just not a lot of people that like really care to like post everything about like their records in Tetris and like everything that they know about. Like, it feels like if I don't know, we just need more communities like MMC because like that's where it actually like that's where people like that actually like flourish. Yeah, I spent my whole life in like MMC, like whole Tetris career.
Yeah, dude, play Tetrio.io. Play Tetrio.io. It's good. Have you seen this game?
No.
Tetrio.io.
Oh, I know about that. Yeah.
Yeah. This game is actually kind of sick, by the way. Like, I mention this every single time that it gets brought up, but like I am literally in the tutorial. Like they use a clip from me. If you look at the tutorial, like on YouTube, on the YouTube link, you can see it. There's like young me from 5 years ago, in the tutorial playing the game against Spider.
Oh, that's so cool.
But
yeah. So maybe on a closing note, I just want to like ask chat like, what other like popular like good Tetris games are like actually worth getting good at, because like I really just want to know.
All right, he's asking for a game recommendation. Go, chat. Give him recommendations. What do you want to see Fort get good at?
TGM, bro. I got a Strase clear on Classic and World, but like not really that fast. So I'm working on time now. But like, holy shit, you guys should see my Strase reaction for Classic. It was even louder than my 1 key finesse reaction.
Tetranet, dude, Fort would go crazy at Tetranet. The problem is finding players to play against. But like, I know Fort would be like insane at Tetranet.
I remember about Tetranet. Like, it's kind of cool, but like, I don't know. Red Bull Tetris, my phone is not capable of running that shit. Okay, Tetris.com from Baron, actually that's really good. I actually like, I spent like probably like a week trying to get like 3 mil.
Wait, who has world record on Tetris.com? Do you know?
Tetris.com, I think GRBT Ace with like 3.9 million. And like there's only
I'm not
like
gonna lie, I have no idea who that is.
Only have 3 million. And the strats are actually kind of cool, cuz like
really? Okay, fill me in.
It's mostly just okay, so early game is somewhat looping, but you can also just do SC stack. That's about it. But there's also the mouse controls, and that shit is so cool because like there's so many placements with like high gravity that you can't normally make.
Oh, and then you mouse them to make the placement.
It's so cool. It's so hard to do too. Like,
wait, that's actually kind of lit.
I can't do it reliably at all, but like I can do it on my laptop in school. So like sometimes in school, I'll just like when I'm done my work, I'll just like hop on Tetris.com, like the original shit. And then my classmates will wonder like, oh my god, why is he not playing like the utter cracked version of Tetris? Why is he going back to the slow Tetris? And I'm like, well, Tetris.com is like the regular Tetris. So it's like, yeah, I may as well get good at that too.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go now. But once again, thanks for being on the stream, Fort. Yeah, would love to have you back on again. I'll talk to you later. See ya.
Right. Thank you. See ya.
All right, that was something. That was something, bro. Now, I don't know if other people had fun, but I actually had fun, bro. Like, cause his takes are just so out there, man. Like, we just burned 30% of the stream time. What do you mean by burned? Like, dude, I'm having fun, man. This shit is fun. Wait, okay, actually, okay. Commander Jackson, can I ask you, like, what do you think is a good use of the stream's time that's like not wasted if that was like a waste? Can you watch my reaction? Wait, what is this? I mean, this guy has like crazy reactions. I saw his 1KF shit. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Dude, it sounds like he's dying, man. And then in the background, just congrats. It's like, ah! Yo, congrats. That's funny. Garbo, please read my Twitter post. Can you link it? Dude, if you want me to react to some take, I'm actually completely down. Like, whatever's in Garbo React, please. Like, it's not as fun as seeing someone with like a crazy take. Wait, you missed the credits roll. Wait. World's first 24/700. Okay. Let's watch this and then I'll see that. Lower volume? No, I'm going in. I'm going in. I don't give a fuck. I'm built for this shit.
Oh my god! 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 Oh my god!
Congrats, man.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Good thing.
Wait, who is that in the background?
Oh my god! That's my first classic rules. Shirase clear.
Congrats, man. Seriously. Holy.
Congrats,
Oh my
man.
god!
Oh, that's track.
Good thing
I
you decided
see.
to do a couple extra runs after.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god! That was the very last run of the day too.
Yeah, literally the like one more extra one he said you'd do.
Holy fuck!
Oh shit, he has the
I got it
TWC
recorded
mouse
too,
pad.
so I'm pretty
It's
happy
lit.
about that.
Nice, yeah.
Oh my
Nice, yeah, dude. It's so apathetic. It's funny. Thoughts on bringing back quality system for your new server? Dude, I'm considering it at this point, man. It's gotten bad. It's gotten real bad. All right, I've Dysrexia redeemed question. Okay, question. Do you ever plan on adding some sort of in-game currency to Tetrio? I was thinking of a token system where you have a decent amount of tokens per win. At the end of the season, your highest rank determines the amount of tokens you get. I mean, yeah, like, in-game currency is planned, but, like, I mean, the things that you would buy with them have to come first, right? It's not like we can just add currency now and it's like, you can't buy anything, right? That stuff is real. Yeah, so I guess some context. Back in the past with my really old Discord server, like 5 years ago, called 4Wide, there was a quality system. So basically, here, and actually, some of my original quality design was added to Tetrio. So there's actually a role called no quality. Some of the people here do have it, where like that originally came from my Discord from 4Wide. So basically, there were 3 different types of channels. There was high quality, quality. So let's just call it HQ, high quality. There is medium quality or neutral, and there is no quality. Okay. So, everyone starts, or no, there was low quality and then no quality. Low quality and no quality. Okay. There are 4. It was like a Discord caste system, okay? Now, basically everyone starts at medium quality. And with medium quality, so basically your quality roll allows you to use like your range, one above, one below, and your original one, okay? So there would be no high quality roll. There was a medium quality, low quality, and no quality roll, okay? So you can only get demoted. So you start medium quality, and if you're like really low quality or something, me or one of the mods, but it was mostly just me, would assign you either low quality or no quality. And this was like to control the quality of the Discord, to make sure that like there weren't people being like really low quality and like stupid in the chat. And so if I were to give you low quality, it means you only have access to medium quality and you're given access to no quality. And if you're given no quality, it means that you only have access to low quality and no quality, okay? There was also a role called all quality where you could see all of them, okay? It was basically a caste system to try and, like, remove stupid people from the Discord. Now, did it work? Kind of, but also not really. So, like, there was an issue of just, like, also driving away, like, normal people, even though there was no way in hell they'd ever get low quality. It is segregation, yes. So, yeah. Basically, I would have, like, yeah, a caste, like, social system that was all dictated by me, whether you were or not, right? And you could get promoted, or you could get demoted, right? People rarely ever promoted. But, yeah, basically, now listen, I was, like, fucking, I was like 16, 17 at the time, right? And this is my best idea for how to run a Discord server, was to like, yeah, just have social class, which is assigned to you by a dictator. And determines who you're allowed to interact with and what privileges you have. So yeah, anyways, that's the quality system. Now, I don't think this is good, right? Like, I really don't think this is good. However, like, dude, I see a lot of really low quality stuff, and I'm like, man, I just want to give someone a no quality roll and just send them out. It's necessary at this point. Yeah, like, I do think that should be able to be, like, a certain quality is required to post in the Garble React Please channel, I think. Would be good. Yo, iSpin. Thanks for the 2 months. Would be a good form of currency. Garbage earned by clearing garbage lines? I mean, I would want to do it as just like a standard currency like any other games. I don't think I would want to do something quirky like, oh, your total lines cleared is your currency, because there's a huge inequality in number of lines cleared between someone playing at 1 PPS and someone playing at 5, right? So, yeah, like, it's not really good to have it be, to be based on a statistic like that that's so unequal. Because, yeah, like, the faster players will unlock everything, etc. And then if you want something for the fast players, you'd have to make it, like, 1 billion or something, and then, no one else, it'd be gated by everyone else. Garbo, what do you think about bringing pass-through back for more player-to-player interactions? My thoughts on pass-through, I think it's, like, actually not a bad game mechanic. However, what it fails at, so what it succeeds at is, making it so you can't just full cancel all the time, right? Because once pass-through was removed and we had, like, season 1 0 pass-through with back-to-back chaining, was that, like, having a high back-to-back chain kind of, like, solves all of your issues. If you have, like, a good stack and a high back-to-back chain, then, like, that's really all you need to conquer the world, right? And there were timing tricks. There were timing tricks that you could pull off where, and in fact, timing did matter, where all the garbage is clean, so you do have to, like, tank clean to fuel yourself a little bit, right? However, there was a lot more timing in pass-through because there were more timing tricks that you could do, and just canceling everything with a large amount of attack power is less of an option, right? So where pass-through fails is that it's way too inconsistent for a game mechanic. Like, the pass-through window, there's a fixed amount, but there's also amounts that it lags to pass through each other, right? All that stuff. So, in practice, while it did, like, if it were a consistent timer that was played locally, I think it would be, like, a pretty good mechanic. But just due to, like, network sort of limitations and how Tetris and Tetrio is a game that's, like, played across the world, where you can't actually secure good ping across, like, from Korea to the US, right? That's just not going to happen. So, because of network limitations, like, pass-through kind of can't function as a standalone, or as, not a standalone, but as, like, a core game mechanic, I don't think. Let's see. Okay. Hello, quality scale. The quality scale. Let's see. Before I go, here's more ragebait. Okay, let's see. And then I'll look at... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, there's the Dormy tweet. Another Dormy tweet. Never have I been more annoyed of being a Tetris player than now. Like, of all the games I could have chosen to be good at, it had to be Tetris. And then poured a lot of time for subpar games to be released. They never gave a single fuck about the competitive scene. Alternatives are too different to be considered the same experience. And are slowly silencing those who look for a specific experience like I did. So, referring to probably slow Tetris versus Tetrio, like, kind of getting bigger and eating all the other sorts of attention. Our skills will flourish someday. all we need is a couple shitlings that don't shut the fuck about modern Tetris superiority, or just play other versions of Tetris and master them. I mean, this isn't rage bait. This is just whatever. This is just like a normal Fortism take. Doesn't rank highly on the rage bait scale. Actually, dude, you know what? I think that Fort is like an S tier rage baiter because it doesn't even consider, like, it doesn't even register to him that he's rage baiting. Like, he's just saying words, right? And so he can't tell if it's a good or bad rage bait because they're all just his takes to him. Like, this guy is not, like, this guy is a, like, natural born authentic rage baiter. They don't build rage baiters like Fort these days. Anyways, let's look at, okay. So, into Fortism 2 has come a line. You can't escape. You can't escape, Fortism. This guy's went crazy with client mods. Tetrio plus enjoyer. Dude, what is that board frame? Okay, so it's a set against Shark. Oh, there's different music too. Okay, so we beat Shark. I'll watch this set, it's like 5 minutes. Low-key, Gohan Tetrio gameplay feels like sacrilege, it's unwatchable. Oh wait, oh, because of the modded? Dude, the gunshot is funny, I'm not gonna lie. I remember I clicked on his stream and I heard the gunshots for the first time. I'm like, dude, what the fuck did you do to your game? The Surge icon is... I didn't even see what the Surge icon looks like. Wait, let me watch it. Is that a pillow? It's just like a rectangle. Are we sweeping Shark? Wait, if this set is this short, does Shark win a round? Oh. Okay, well, that answers that question. Yeah, how does this last so short? I guess it is just short. Alright. Anyways, he wins. +6 from that is crazy. 24,700. Damn, this guy is fucking miles ahead of Cab. Wait, that's crazy. Wait, Gohan is like the GOAT of TL. Garbo jinxing pre-recorded games too. True. How does Garbo even jinx a replay? Yeah, Gohan's been fucking grinding. I do think that I would want to see more TL activity. How many games does Cav need to win to catch up? A lot. And without losing, too. Wait, Siaka Gohan re-ranked? Wait, let me see that. Hold on. Let's go Tetrio. See, players. Where is... Oh, yeah, number 7. Oh, shit. I want to see this guy in tournaments, but, like, I don't feel like the chance is high. Has this guy played in any Tetrio tournaments before? Oh my god, this guy just fucking hard lost streaked. Oh my, this guy's getting farmed by Akuma, Gohan, and Shark. Wait, you actually hate to see it. Everybody who plays TL has a playstyle that makes me want to cry. I can't really find any motivation to play it. I mean, I do think that, like, in terms of, like, what would be considered a cringe playstyle, you do have to be cringe to your opponent to win in the current season. I think that's, like, probably a good thing, that you're trying to do what your opponent hates, but, yeah, like, as compared to previous seasons where there were, like, players that were fun to play against. I actually, like, where it would be, like, a clean garbage 1v1. Or something like that. If you're looking for something like that, it like doesn't exist nearly as much as season 2. There are a few people like I would say like OSW and Kuro are probably the closest to that, who uphold that sort of gameplay at a high level, but the rest of the top players do have to very, very heavily limit how much freebies they give their opponent. Yeah. Dude, I am, like... The heat is, like, dying down, but, like, I'm hungry now, man. Just crazy. Yeah. Wait, what else was I gonna cover? There was something else that I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. So, I want to talk a little bit more about slow Tetris as well. Because I actually... Okay. I had spent a while defending slow Tetris, slow Tetris to like against Fort, right? But like I actually, as I've been like both thinking about it and like working on Tetrio, right? And working on like Tetrio rule sets and such, right? I've actually come to realize that like turn base is in a lot of ways like I don't want to say better, but I feel like turn-based has more potential than tuning limit. In my opinion. Because I think that, like, everything that's good about tuning limit games, about slow Tetris, like, or uniquely good, is actually just better through turn-based. Now, like, the thing is that, that turn-based, like, there isn't really a good client for it. Now, I don't actually like KOS very much. I can't say I'm a fan of King of Stackers. But I think there's like a lot of potential in turn-based that's just like not there. Because obviously like turn limits should exist, right? Because I mean the problem that I have with KOS, the major problem, there's two issues. The first is that the games drag on forever, right? Like players just go send for send, and it's really, really hard to close out a game if two people are evenly matched. And the second is that, like, because a game takes so long, people just don't fucking play their turn. Like, if I log into KOS right now, I'll have, like, a bunch of games where it's either my turn or someone else's turn for the past, like, 4 years, 5 years or whatever, right? Like, I think that, there needs to be, like, a more polished version that's at least tried. So I do want to try turn-based, with additional mechanics, right? With additional mechanics that spice up the game besides just being block stacking, right? Whether that be character abilities or anything, right? Like or some other additional mechanics. That's a thing. But in fact, that's like one of the things I'm most interested in doing, aside from what's currently being developed, which I can't exactly talk about in season 3. Like, I would like to try playing around with that stuff more, because I think that in terms of like having the game be a like puzzle game, right, rather than being like a performance game like Fast Tetris is, right, if fast Tetris is the extreme, I would want to see an extreme in the other direction rather than just like slow Tetris or tuning limit Tetris. Because one of my biggest issues with slow Tetris is that it's still largely a speed game. Like in a lot of ways. So for example, if we take PPT, right? Like PPT still requires you to be very mechanically good to play, and playing around the limits, like if you're speed gapped in PPT, is in fact a lot more miserable than if you're speed gapped a similar amount in Tetrio, right? So like I think that I think that if you want like an actual like I stacked better than my opponent type of game, you would need it to be like turn-based rather than tuning limit, where you actually like play piece for piece rather than like still speed. So true. Me when MS2 to the face every round. Yeah, like people who are fast at PPT are just completely unplayable to play against. It's not exactly the ideals that get described when talking about slow versus fast Tetris. New content playing all your KOS turns. I mean, that sounds pretty boring. There's only a limited amount of how much can happen in a turn. How slow do you think tuning limit needs to feel for it not to be speed game? I mean, it's just not possible because there's still, like, amounts of human input, right? So, like, having tuning limits just means that, like, whoever is best at playing around the timings, right? Because if you have it be, like, even slower, then it'll just be like skill stopping every single piece, right? And that's in its own way mechanical because it's decided by misdrops and skill stopping and that kind of thing, right? Technically, there is a handling / line clear delay at which everyone can play at the max speed, but that's not even true because if you like hesitate, right? Then you're like, I guess you wouldn't ever hesitate because all your hesitations would be done in parallel with your delays. So, like, yeah, I guess technically there could be, but I feel like it would be just completely unplayable. The fact that people don't skill stop in PPT shows everyone is actually dog shit at the game, by the way. Kind of true. Kind of true. It's fucking hard to do, though. I mean, like, I don't think the solution is to make it slower. I do think that if you want, like, an actual efficiency game where people push the limits of the puzzle aspect of Tetris, which, by the way, like, I'm a big fan of, yeah, I'm not saying that slow Tetris, or that turn-based Tetris is the answer, but I do think it's, like, a very, very grossly unexplored territory that should be looked into. It'll only work on LAN. I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, no. It could work on, well, I guess if we're talking about PPT, but I'm just saying, like, if there was a client that wasn't as shit as PPT, like, it would still be viable to skill stop. But it's not about classical chess versus blitz chess. I don't think it's actually that comparable because, like, it's not like you can play faster than your opponent, or you can play faster for, like, time advantage and such, so you can, right? But it's not like you can just get another piece because you played fast enough, right? I don't actually think that they're good examples for, like, looking at blitz chess, because, I mean, like, it's still chess, right? See. Chess versus King Fu chess. Those who know. Those who know. Yeah, but, I mean, I don't really, I don't actually like playing PPT, that much, like, versus other good players, because I actually feel like regardless of what I do, I'm speed gapped anyways. Let's see. I think it all goes back to the Twitter argument. No, it doesn't, Fort. What you were saying was stupid. What I'm saying makes sense. Agree, disagree, chat? How are we feeling about that statement? Abolish tuning limit games. For turn-based games. Okay, but you didn't mention turn-based at all. My opinion, S tier. Your opinion is F tier. But that's just true in this case. Like, I'm not saying it because I'm arrogant. I'm saying it because I'm right. One of the main problems with turn-based is it adds downtime. Makes the game really boring. Yeah, it really depends on how you do it, right? Because realistically, you could have it be that both players take their turn at the same time. Right? And that's, like, less downtime. Because if you have it be, like, red, blue, red, like this being turns, right? Then obviously, every time red is taking their turn, it's downtime. But if you have it be, like, red and blue, it's like this, where one person takes a little bit more time, and then, like, this person takes a little bit more time. Like, this reduces the downtime, right? And then it's just, like, both games are treated as if the pieces are placed in sequence after the turn ends, after both players' turn ends. And then you can have, like, turn limits, right? So there's, like, different things that you can do to design around it, right? So the gist of what I'm trying to say, it's like how, like, people talk about, like, communism, where real communism hasn't been tried. Like, I think real turn-based Tetris hasn't been tried. If you know what I mean. Downtime is not inherently bad. Politics? I mean, it's just, listen, I'm memeing about something. It's cause, like, some people say, like, real something hasn't been tried to, like, as, like, a bad argument, right? It's like real turn-based Tetris hasn't been tried. Like, let's see. There's turn-based, I actually haven't tried turn-based in Tekmino. But yeah, like, I think that there's a room to cook with turn-based, is all I'm saying, right? There's a room to make something interesting. And so there's unexplored territory that I would like to explore. Okay, dude, Dysrixia, can we, like, you've actually, for the past 2 weeks now, been trying to shill me this YouTube channel. I'm not interested, bro. You've added me, you've sent highlight my message, you've sent normal messages. Like, dude, can we not keep posting that every single time, man? I'm gonna start issuing bans for Zenith Clicker, for GD colon. I'm gonna start doing this shit. I'm really gonna do it now. We're cooked, man. We're so cooked. It's Jover, bro. I mean, King of Stackers has done turn-based well. Just doesn't have timers, so games can last months. I think I've played... Okay, Santi, I've played maybe like 50 games of King of Stackers, and like less than half of them have ended. Like every single other one just kind of ends up in limbo, and they've gone late game too. It's not like they've just like not been played after like a few bags. But yeah, like I do think another thing that would be good for turn-based is some kind of like some kind of thing that progresses along with the turns, right? Because one of the big failings of King of Stackers IMO is that like if you reset to neutral in that game, it actually feels so pointless. Like resetting to neutral already feels pointless in like regular Tetris, but in regular versus Tetris, but resetting to neutral in King of Stackers on like the like let's say 20th turn just feels like you want to kill yourself. Like yeah, the game does need to be does need to have like some kind of meta progress outside of just the pieces. Yo, what's up, Firestorm? How was your stream, man? Good to see you. Raid. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, last I talked to Firestorm was at was actually in Toronto. We were eating Korean food. What kind of system would you have to have a progression with the turns? Like, I'm thinking on some shit that like you guys aren't even thinking on, man. I'm thinking about like fucking Hearthstone mana or something. Like, or like the bags get bigger each turn or after like a certain amount of turns or some shit. Like, I'm on another level, bro. Let Garbo cook. I mean, I do actually think that I would want like an ideal turn-based game to be a character system as well. Just cause like, dude, designing abilities for that actually like makes sense. And it makes more sense than in real time. Like designing character stuff for real time, like for the time when I was working on character system, haven't in a while now, but that shit is so cringe having to game design that. Like I think turn-based is actually the ideal form for like characters and abilities. I think just having some kind of chess clock is the play. The unlimited time, of course, KOS games can last forever. Yeah, like turn timer would definitely do a lot to help KOS, but in my head, like a turn-based client does not necessarily have to be like vanilla, like a very vanilla feeling Tetris game, and there's like tons of things that you could do with it. So looking forward to it. 14 pieces are given to the players and they have like 50 or 30 seconds to place them and make the largest attack possible. After the pieces are placed, the garbage is sent and cancelled or whatever. After the 5th turn, there's a margin time afterwards based on the turns, and certain amounts are sent but unclearable. So like if you have a send advantage over your opponent, like let's say you sent like you sent like 15 lines in a turn and they sent like 10, then your extra 5 will be sent through, and then some of that would be unclearable. I mean, I don't think that's like particularly interesting because it's like an attack measuring contest. Like you would want there to be like more interaction between opponents rather than just like just having it be like a puzzle solving who can build the higher attack in X amount of time and pieces. What if I want to disrupt via character ability on a screen watch queue, but my time shift resolves opponent's board is completely different? I mean, like, how I would imagine like both players take their turn at the same time is that like okay, this is I'll just erase the quality system. Goodbye cast system. So like let's say like players have they place their piece into different order. So I would see my opponent just as a frozen still of how they ended their last turn, and then once both players end their turns, then it'll like place. So let's say if you have a 7-piece or 1 2 or 1 2, or actually it's faster just 5 6 7. If you have a 7-piece turn, then both turns will be played back as like these are in sync, right? So it'll be piece for piece, piece for piece, piece for piece, piece for piece. And then if the ability was casted on number 4, then it'll be casted to your opponent as if on the same as number 4, right? Oh, it's about real-time character system. Unpredictable with netcode, turn-based doesn't have this issue. Yeah, like, in terms of actually trying to disrupt on a very particular instant, it is pretty hard. So character system abilities were designed to not rely on that, right? To not rely on like take away your opponent's piece or something, right? Yeah, like those kinds of things weren't designed because it was done with that in mind. Yeah, let's see. What did Firestorm say? I saw Firestorm responded. It was nice meeting you. The restaurant was good. Yeah. I actually, here, hold on, let me find it really quick. It's on my table right here, but I have on my Garbo pasta that was given to me by Andrew. Where is Firestorm's? Oh yeah, there, right there, at the very top. I'm gonna look at my OBS so I can see it. Here, at the very top there, it says FS. Do you see that on my hand? On my hand in the thing, it says FS. It's Firestorm right there on my thing that I got everyone to sign. Yeah, it was fun. Although dealing with Mechanical Heart from my hotel room, not fun actually. Meeting people was good though. Although to be honest, like I don't really like the big groups as much as I like just like hanging out with either a small group or one-on-one with people. So when I go to LANs in the future and stuff like that, I'm gonna be trying to like see if I can just spend one-on-one time with like individual people more often, because that shit's like way more fun. IMO, just having like a one-on-one conversation. I was thinking X seconds per turn. X goes down over time, like chess, like a chess clock then. All right. Anyways, I think I'm gonna cut this stream shorter than usual. So first of all, like I'm dying of hunger, but also I'm dying of the heat. I feel really like unwell, but I think this is actually a pretty fun stream. I do have some good content that I can pass over to Marshmallow as well. Like Marshmallow can probably cook up a YouTube upload out of me talking to Fort, etc. Or just really anything, right? So yeah. Anyways, Garbo, can you quickly summarize what update there is going to be? So for playtesting, I'm gonna be playtesting Versus Experiments. Not Season 3, but they're gonna be ideas that could be implemented this Season 3, basically. And so we're starting the like testing early because we want to figure out some more experimental stuff. So I'm gonna be doing Versus Experiments. Playtests are going to be out in 1 or 2 days, or the applications are going to be out in 1 or 2 days. Probably a week after that, I'm going to be reading through them. So, yeah, looking forward to getting to reading through the responses and getting to playtests. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I will see you guys next week, and next week I'll probably stream and talk more about some of the applications that I've been receiving. It'll be chill. All right, have a good night, everyone. Peace.